Hello, everyone. Welcome in, and thank you for being patient and waiting these 7 minutes on Emily, not me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are y'all ready? So let's make in the bag. Bag it. There's mine right here, the prototype. So we're going to be making some changes to it. Yep. Pocket looks crooked and all that kind of stuff. But I have 2 cakes of Bernat blanket yarn in the bottom. And then I have a bunch of the chenille yarn inside of here too. So I did make some changes to it, and we'll go through those as we get through the project. You're going to need some worsted weight yarn. It ended up being huge, Margaret. I didn't measure it. I can take the yarn out and measure it. But yeah, it turned out huge. So let me get up in the chat and welcome everyone in. We got Miss Margie's Crafty Corner in the house. Thank you, Miss Margie. Thank you, and welcome in. Welcome, welcome. And I see you changed your time on when you going live on Thursdays. Welcome in, Samantha. Welcome in, Maribel. Welcome in, Sanja, Ronell, Miss Vicky, Miss Margaret G. If you made that purple and yellow one in the photo, I really like the tie. Yes, that's the one I made in the photo, Miss Margaret. Yes. And I made the tassels instead of the pom-poms. I did tassels instead of pom-poms. I didn't do the strap, the pull string, the way they said do it. I don't like the handle. Like I said, this was me working it up to see what we gonna do and what we not gonna do. So I have 2 of these inside the bag, which is the Adorable. This was the Premier Serenity Chunky. Here's the other Adorable. I got a yellow one in there. I got a blue one in there. And I got 2 of these in there of the Bernat blanket yarn in this bag. So that's what all I could get in there. Plus, I could have got more than that in there, but I didn't. Now, the pattern says 12 by 13. So if I measure mine from the base of the bag up to the top, I get 17 inches, y'all. 17 inches. And if I measure it across, I get 16 and a half. So my recommendation for this bag, if you don't want it this big, okay, this is how big it is without the yarn right here. That's the back side. That's the strap, which I don't like. I didn't even do all of the rows on this. If y'all watched the video that released before the live did, this was supposed to be 8 rows. Why in the world are you going to make a strap that wide? And then my thoughts was, why are you going to make it that long when you got a drawstring bag? Why not make more of like a handle type on it? I changed up how you do the pull string altogether. Now, this is what the bottom turned out like for me. More of like a box bottom. But this is the way the pattern called for the bottom to be made. Now, it don't give you specifics of how to attach any of this stuff or anything like that. It just tells you where to place the stuff at. But now I added the little flowers to my pocket there. This is part of some ribbon that I cut. And I added purple and orange little flowers to the pocket. The pocket was supposed to be done in 18 rows. What, Nora? Lord, my phone just started playing stuff, y'all. Hold on. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb. So if y'all are ready for this, my recommendation is going to be, instead of using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, if you want it on a little smaller scale, go down to a 5, at least a 5 millimeter. Instead of doing double crochets, do half doubles. But yeah, that's how big it turned out. And this needs to be like more, to me, more rounded, because you work in a bag in the round. So welcome in, Ronelle, Miss Vicky, Miss Margaret G, Angela Wright, welcome in. Darcia, welcome in. So you using Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel worsted. Yeah. Hey, Chris's Kaleidoscope. Hey, Nana Michelle. Katrina's Crochet and More, welcome in. The Crochet Queen China, welcome in. Jin Jin, my friend, welcome in. I think that's the problem too, Ronelle. I don't think y'all know every pattern that I've attempted to do with Hobby Lobby, it's always something going on with it. And I don't mind doing them. They have some nice patterns. I'm gonna stick this over here where she can't get to it. Because me and her, we fight all day, every day about my yarn. It's gonna be big if you use a 5.5 millimeter hook, which I do not recommend. And their gauge is just something that I've never seen with a crochet pattern before. I had to switch to a 3.5 to meet gauge. It is not you. I'm using a 4 with only 100 stitches to get a 12-inch width. See, Miss Margaret said it's not you, Ronelle. She's using a 4. So we're going to work a gauge. We'll work a gauge tonight. It says 10 stitches and 9 rows. And we'll see what size hook I actually should be using. For the most part, I did use my hook that I got from Miss Tina. I did that for the entire bag. But when it comes to the pocket, the strap, and the pull string, I did use my Clover because I can crochet tighter with it than I can this one. And still, that's the way it came out, y'all. Because 12 inches is only a foot wide. The bag shouldn't be no lengthwise, it shouldn't be but 12 inches. Widthwise, it shouldn't be but 13. So that bag shouldn't be no wider than this. Right there. And no taller than that. But have any of y'all ever seen a gauge measurement of 2.25 inches? The standard gauge is 4x4. Yes, Miss Vicky, I'm going to be sharing little tidbits with y'all tonight of things that I've learned. And that's the thing, y'all. When you do different people's tutorials or patterns and stuff like that, especially tutorials, you can learn a lot of new tips and tricks and stuff about stuff in crochet that you didn't never know or thought of yourself. You know, it don't matter how long you've been crocheting, you can learn something new every day. Yes, I am Sandra. Hey, Dreamy Bestie, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Hey, me, Maud D. Crochet Dawn P, welcome in. Hey, Melissa with Crochet in Agreement, welcome in. Hey, Tanky Poo. Hey, Miss Glenda. Hey, Butter Roll Boutique Doretha, welcome in. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Rebecca McCollum, Renee with Natural Nene 61, Dee Ferguson, the Lefty Crocheter, Lisa Y. Sanita makes crochet items. I'm just trying to get through welcoming everybody in, and then I'll pop this other camera up. Diane Conley, welcome in. Cecilia, welcome in. And if I have missed anyone, y'all, you know you are always welcome on my channel, on our channel, not mine, our channel. You're always welcome to join us here in the Crochet Oasis. Hey, Miss Bonnie, welcome in. She said, working on another blanket tonight. Hey, Fairy Faylin. Hey, Pam's Projects, welcome in. Right. Hey, Jeanette Egan, welcome in. The Crochet Queen said, that's a big bag. Yes. Hey, Moonrose Craft, welcome in. Hey, Miguel, welcome in. Yes, it is. Mine at the top measures it. See? Hey, Blessed Angel 95, welcome in. And I do appreciate those. Now, Lisa messaged me yesterday, said she was starting on it, and she's using a 4.5 hook, and it's around 14 inches wide. See? Good job, Moonrose. She made it to 100 subscribers. Woohoo! Now, being big like that, Taylor, does make good for a lot of things. Hey, Creatively Shanda, welcome in. Take what's never ending, honey. Hey, Kim G, welcome in. I got a question. Has anyone heard anything from Kim Crochets and Knits from Canada? Because I know she went in yesterday to get her lung transplant. And she said her little update said it would be 8 to 10 hours of surgery. That should be done and over with. Has anyone heard? Hey, Zach. Hey, Kristen Elf. Maribel is hooked. If I didn't get you, I think I got you at the beginning. Hey, Genevieve, Beach Girl, welcome in. Miss C's in the house, y'all. Love you, Miss C. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. I know, Miss C. My husband's down there in all that mess. Hey, Wooling Around with Joy, welcome in. Hey, Miss Gloria, welcome in. Hey, Christy with Yarn Bark, welcome in. You just gonna decrease for the bottom and not make a separate piece? Well, that's what we were going to do tonight. Let me show y'all something, y'all. Look at Emily. Do y'all see this? You fixing to get in your house. Let me get this off of her, y'all. Little girl, little girl, little girl. Let me go put her up. I'll be right back. I spent 2 hours untangling my purple yarn that I used to make the bag with. And I'm going to have to untangle all of that. Lord have mercy. Yeah, y'all get a smaller hook. Don't get the 5.5. All right. Welcome in, everyone, to Butterfly Dreams Crochet Monday Night Live, where we are fixing to get ready to start crocheting. Hey, Native Wind, welcome in to Yummy Emma 69. Anyone that I did not just officially welcome in, Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have 79 in the house as of right now. We're going to dance. Wow, I get myself together. I got myself together as far as what we need to do. I need to take a breather. For Miss Margie and Taylor, thank you, ladies, so much. So this is for y'all. Thank you, Miss Margie and Taylor. This is for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, the only thing you need is some 4-weight yarn. I'm going to do a swatch right quick with my 4.5 millimeter crochet hook and see what gauge we come up with on that size hook. Also, you'll need a hook. We've determined you need a smaller hook than what the pattern calls for. I did look to see, I don't know, I didn't look at the Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek. If anyone has a skein that you can just grab and put your hand on. Hey, that darling girl, welcome in. Let me know what hook recommendation that they recommend for that yarn, because for the I Love This yarn, they only recommend a 5 millimeter crochet hook for that yarn, I want to say. I should have one right here. Yep. I'm thinking that is what they did. Yep. 5 millimeter crochet hook for the, nope, 5.5 millimeter for I Love This yarn. And I'm thinking that that's what they did for the pattern. I'm thinking that the hook recommendation under materials is actually what is recommended by the yarn. Hey, Vicky with Oodles and Caboodles of Kraus. Welcome in. Thank you, Michi, for looking. Even though you got the chunky one, that is fine. Soft and Sleek is not thin. Soft and Sleek is it's a 4-weight. It's a true 4-weight. I have some of the Soft and Sleek. It's the low peel fiber one, and some of it can be actually a little thick. So, Miss C says, Taylor, just finishing up a little something for you. ALS Alice. Welcome in, Maritza. Welcome, welcome. See, Soft and Sleek says a 5.0. I Love This yarn says a 5.5. And honestly, if you look at the picture on the bag, it don't look like they did one row of singles and one row of doubles. Not to me. That bag, to me, on the picture, looks like it's got some texture to it. My bag don't. It just looked plain Jane. Yes, China, we're doing the bag. I'm finna share this other camera. And we fixing to get started on it. Now, there's no way that we'll finish this tonight. We will pick it up next week. And I'm going to go little. And my table's going to go big. Now, I got my 4.5. So we're going to see. A little dark, ain't it? We're going to see. It says 10 stitches and 9 rows. So I'm going to look at me doing a magic circle. Lord have mercy. Oh, Sunita said she didn't get to log bingo numbers, so you still have a chance to get your numbers in. I will be updating it tomorrow. Let me pin it to the top of the chat, the pattern. Hold on. I gotta get to YouTube. It is in the description box of this live as well. We got 85 watching. Woo! Thank y'all so much. We got 61 thumbs, y'all. 61 thumbs. Let me just click on it and recopy that link and get back over here. And this takes you actually to the actual PDF. It's now pinned to the top of the messages in the live. I do too, Michi. I love the magic circle, but we're not working in the round. Now I'm just going to go fast with this, y'all. Let me pull this up so I don't have to lean over so much. Get y'all straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to do 12, and then we're going to work down a row of singles. Now, one thing that I figured out with the square bottom of the bag, I don't know why they would do square when you work the bag in a round. If you was going to do anything, you should have did a rectangle. So we're going to chain 2. I'm going to do it just like the pattern, single and double. And now we're going to do it for 9 rows. Now my chain 2 don't count as a double. And I will show y'all what if for the ones who made the elephant fillet blanket from Crochet Together, you probably will know what I'm talking about if you watched her tutorial. All right, so chain 1, turn, and then we're going to single. And this is how I've been working all my stuff since doing that. At the beginning of every row, you just do your regular stitch. But at the end of the row, you're going to go in that single there, pull up a loop, and that chain 2, you're going to go in the top of that one, pull up a loop, and you're going to work. It's like working 2 singles together. We're going to do the doubles the same way. So chain 2, turn. And remember that chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Now, I will not be crocheting this fast, us doing this together. I will slow it down, but just to get the swatch done to determine the size hook. All right, so now I'm here at the end. I'm going to start working a double there. Then in that chain 1, I'm going to work the rest of the double. It's like working 2 doubles together, and it makes those edges very straight. So we're going to chain 1. But at the beginning of every row, you just do your normal stitch. It's only at the end of the rows that you crochet 2 together. I thought that was real neat. And I learned that from watching the tutorial for the filet crochet elephant blanket that I made. She don't tell all that in her pattern, but it is on the Are y'all commenting? Because I'm not seeing any comments after Michi. Right there. That's it. Are y'all still here? Oh yeah, y'all are commenting. I can't see. Hey Dawn, welcome in. Thank you, darling. See, I'm not seeing no comments in StreamYard. Okay, now they're back. Thank you, Sunita. Nope, no, they're not. Sunita dropped the pattern link too. Oh, let me refresh y'all. I'll be back. Okay, now I'm seeing. Now I'm seeing my comments. Thank you, Dawn. Oh, Dawn, look, even if you would have did 50 cents, I would have still been just as happy. Any donation is very, very appreciated. Not necessary, but very much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Granny D, anybody that's coming in, welcome in. If I do not call you by name, please don't think I'm overlooking you and catch an attitude or anything like that, because I'm not. We're doing a crochet along on making the bag. So, hey, Mama J. I'm just scanning back up through. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Dawn. So while I work on that, let's dance for Dawn. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When I went out of StreamYard and went to the YouTube side of things, that's when I lost my okay. When you get to the end of your row, you have your actual stitch, and then you have your chain 1 or 2 that you do to turn. You go into the first stitch and start your double crochet, and then go into that chain 1 and finish it off. So you're essentially you're crocheting 2 together, but you're only making 1 stitch. And you only do that at the end of your rows. You do not do it at the beginning. And then I'll show y'all how I change my colors. Okay, here and single. And let's see how many rows I got. 2, 4, 6, 7. So a couple of more rows and then we'll see. But what I was saying about their bottom, what I think they were thinking was you have 120 stitches that you got to sew to that bottom where you're only chaining 40. And I don't know if you count the stitches up the sides, you're going to have more than 120 stitches. So I had to actually take out and redo, because when I got to the other side, it's like I had more on the bottom than I did for the bag. So I had to go back and redo it. But in other words, I made it work. And this should be the last. And another thing, if you notice in the written pattern part of it, every piece that you do You start with a single, but you end with a double crochet row. And to me, you should end with a single crochet row because singles have more stability. So, all right, so we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 10 rows. Said 10 stitches and 9 rows, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stitches. So let's get the tape measure. So 10 stitches, so I just leave off 1. And it said 2.25. See, even with a 4.5. Can y'all see that? Or do I need to bring my camera down? Let me refocus it. All right. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right here. So to here. Now I get the 2.25. So I had to go down a whole hook size based on theirs. And then 9 rows. That's going to be more than 2.25. Because this 10, well, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is at the bottom of that double crochet row. I get 3.25. So I get it across, but I'm not getting it in the length. I get it in the width, but not the length. So what could that be, y'all? I wonder, did they do all single crochets? I bet that's what they did in nine rows, because just say 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because you know, a double crochet is really 2 singles. Yep, look at that. So in order to do your swatch, you have to do all singles. If I count these doubles as 2 rows of singles, that's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's right there at the top of that double. And that's at the bottom, and that's 2.25. Yeah. I couldn't even find that pattern on their website today. I don't know if they've taken it down or what they've done, but we now know that 4.5 millimeter hook for me will get me the gauge that is needed. Do a 4x4 gauge next time, y'all. I did tag them in that. And see, my chat is hung up again, y'all. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to raise my camera back up, and then I am going to pull my phone up and sit it in front of me so I can see y'all's comments. Go ahead and chain 120. Thank you, Dawn P, for letting me know about Kim. I'm going to get my chat pulled up. Thank you, Dawn P. Here. And I just have the chat up. I don't know how to do YouTube pop-out chat. Yeah, Michi, that's what it is. In order to get the gauge, you have to do single crochets. Their gauge is done by doing 10 stitches and 9 rows of single crochets. Talking about on YouTube or on StreamYard. Nana Michelle said, finally, 5 hours later, internet back on. Woohoo! Oh, I got it on. I got it on my phone. Yeah, we starting, Sunita. Go ahead and chain your 120. Unless y'all would rather do the pocket, the strap, and the cord first. Because you got 4 components. Well, we got 3 components now, because we're going, once we finish the bag, we're gonna work in around and close that sucker up. We're gonna decrease. I'm just making my chain. I'm not gonna count out loud to confuse anybody else. Now, one thing I do recommend, you don't have to have stitch markers for this pattern specifically, but count as you're making your chain and put one where you got 60. That way you don't have to keep counting the whole darn chain. Taylor, that's the thing. The purple yarn that I used, I had this much left, and it wasn't a full skein. So I don't know. You need more of color B if you go into color coordinate it than you do any of the other colors. But color B is your number one. Let me change the setting on my phone so it don't keep timing out. My light. If I can figure out how to do that. Ah, always on display. I think I can access it through settings. So I can do it on 10 minutes, so that'll be fine. All right, now. No, you can do the foundation single crochet row if you want to. Most definitely you can do that. I personally don't like the foundation single crochet row. Okay. Once you have your 120 chains, Margaret G started hers with the foundation single crochet. Now, if you are bad about twisting your chain and you don't like doing the foundation single crochet row, you can also add one stitch. You can do 121, single crochet in the second chain from your hook and go all the way down your chain and then join. Make sure you leave a tail long enough though to close it up if you're going to do that method. So, and if you're not, you're going to, without twisting your chain, you're going to join with a slip stitch to make a ring. Chain one and go right back in that same stitch and work a single. And now work one single crochet in every chain all the way around. And if you would prefer to use the back bump of your chain, oh no, Kate. Kate's got a nerve injury and can't crochet until I see the specialist for next steps in October. Ooh. Thank you, Kimberly. Tank says she's going to be starting at the bottom and working up. Yeah, that's an option too. You can start at the bottom and increase until you have 120 stitches. But you would need to add, if you want it to be a certain size, you're probably going to have to add a couple of single crochet rows around. Like do an increase row, then single crochet around the next row, increase single to get your, that is a bummer, isn't it, Christy? Pair before the double crochet, that, see, that's the thing. Odd rows are singles, even rows are doubles, Miss Vicky. Even rows are doubles. And if you also, odd rows are always single crochet and pair rows are always double crochet. That means even. And there for a second, I actually thought this was maybe written in UK terminology or something like that. It does not say. It don't give you any kind of specifics. And we are actually going to use the main color. Well, mine's going to change on its own. But I'm going to show y'all how to change colors when I get to row 7. Once I finish row 7, I will grab one of my other colors and introduce it to it just to show y'all how to change your colors at the end of the row without joining and cutting your yarn and all of that. It's an easier way to do it. Oh, Miss Vicky, I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember, but that is an option. Now if you have the base, and I do have round bases, you could definitely what Miss Vicky is talking about, the faux leather bottoms that we did the breast cancer awareness bags with. I don't know exactly how many holes were in the bottom of them, but I know we put 2 stitches in each one. And I may try that. Do this around and make sure I end with a single crochet row and then attach it to the a round bottom. Jen gonna start at the bottom and work up. Yeah. Uh-oh. This thing just told me to retry for my messages and then it popped back up. Yeah, this pattern is definitely one that will have you making all kind of changes to it. But if you have some of those faux leather bottoms, and if you have the square ones, or you have the round ones, or you have the oval shaped ones, you can definitely use that and then go up to the top. And with the pocket, working with the 5mm crochet hook, it looked like a rectangle instead of a pocket, doing the 18 rows that they recommended that the pattern says to do. So I backed mine out. I think I ended up doing 13 or 14 rows instead of the 18. And it looks like a pocket. Now you don't have to put the leather name tag on it or whatever if you don't have one. And if you do and you don't have the big square one, you can just use one of the small ones that you have. If you have like the rectangle one. Okay, that's where I joined. Yep. And then you're going to join with a slip stitch. Now, the pattern says you turn back and forth from row to row. Does it make a difference? It don't, because part of my bag was worked just completely around. The only thing is you would have to remember to work back into the same stitch that you slip stitched into to maintain the correct number of stitches. Now I can already tell that's a lot smaller than the one I made. Hey, Regina, welcome in. Jen said my bottom ain't leather yet. I'm still kind of young. So I'm not going to turn. I'm just going to continue working around. But I'm going to chain 2. And I'm going to go back into that same stitch. And that chain 2 is not counting as a double. What it's going to do is count as a filler for when I come back around and join. So now we're on row 2. And we're just going to work 1 double crochet in every stitch around. And for those that's going to do it from the bottom, I don't know if you're planning on doing double crochets, single crochets, half doubles, or what you're planning on doing. And I can say already, I will like it better worked in this 4.5mm hook, because it won't be loosey-goosey. And my recommendation for the pull string to make it a drawstring bag, well, it's not really making it a drawstring bag, because a drawstring bag requires 2 cords. And you start on one side and go to the other side, and then you come on that side and go back to the other side. They said make a chain of 132 and then work a double crochet all the way down the chain, and that becomes your, and I have it here. I did it and didn't like it. And it looks a little raggedy because I ended up giving it to Emily to play with. See, this is what you are supposed to be using for a pull string. Nah, we're not doing that. No. I'm having issues with my phone and my battery is almost dead. I came to share love until I get back. Oh, thank you, Regina. But I don't like this way. So what I did was I ended up taking all three of my colors and crocheting a chain and leaving a tail on each end long enough for me to do the tassels. They said make pom-poms, and I said, well, I'm gonna make a tassel. So I did the tassels. Right, it's too wide. And then the thing of it is, they don't tell you how many stitches to, you're going to weave in here, skip so many stitches and go back, to weave it in and out of. They don't tell you that. I did every 3. And that, basing it off of 120 stitches. So I did every 3. And I don't know who designed this one. Like on the shawl, I actually found the name of the one who did that shawl. Right, Jen says we're all being a little feisty tonight, changing things up. That's right. Welcome back, Darcy and Samantha. So you start out with a chain of 120. Join to form a ring, or chain 121. Single crochet in the second chain and work down and then join. Or you can do 120 single crochets using the foundation single crochet method. Now, working in the round, you won't be able to do the 2 together at the end of every row in the round. And Jen says, you changers, welcome to my dark side. Okay, Granny D, honey, I grabbed mine before I went live. I ran to town, got something to eat, came back, let her out. And she had to go outside. That's why I was late starting. You just finished the first row single crochet. Now what? The pattern tells you, Genevieve, to chain 2 and turn, or to turn and chain 2. Don't even worry about turning. Just chain 2, work a double crochet back into the same stitch that you slip stitched into, and just continue working around all double crochets. And the link to the pattern is pinned at the top of the chat. I mean, it's a cute bag. Michi said, I just picked up dinner. Now headed home, continuing to listen. Thank you, Michi. No, Samantha, I'm just doing double crochets around. All right, so that's where I slip stitch to join the first time. Now see, this chain 2 here don't count. We're just going to slip stitch in the top of that first double crochet, just like that. And that chain 2 is going to work as a filler. Chain 1, go right back into that very same stitch and work a single crochet. Now we're just doing single crochets all the way around. Okay, well, y'all want me to slow down? I'm not even halfway through single crochet row. Fern can never have too many bags. Welcome in, Fern. And anyone that's came in that I haven't directly welcomed in, welcome, welcome, welcome. My chat still hasn't came up on StreamYard yet. So you're welcome, Fern. So for anyone that's coming in wondering what we're doing, we're making the baguette. In the bag is what it's called. And it looks like this. Looks tiny, don't it? I mean, look at it compared to that needle right there. I ain't even noticed that. That's a darning, no, it's a crochet hook. Look at it against that crochet hook. And that's a little bitty crochet hook, y'all. Look how little that hook is. That ain't no 5.5 crochet hook. Oh, bedtime soon. It's 1:30 a.m. here. Hey, Miguel. Y'all, Miguel knew. Samantha, it is a free pattern. It's pinned at the top of the chat, sweetheart. If you just go up to the top of the chat and click that link, you'll have the pattern. And Darcy is asking, Fern, where is she? And Michi is also. And the yarn I'm using is red Premier Sweet Roll. And the color Lemon Berry Pop. Yep, it is a free pattern, and Fern is in the UK. Well, nice to meet you, Fern. And I just looking at the stitches in this compared to the other, it's a lot of difference. A lot of difference. It is, Miguel. And to me, this is just like working with I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. That's what it actually feels like working with it. Well, while we wait on everybody else to get caught up, for those that wasn't at the Challenger Saturday, I made this doily. I still got to block it. Got to starch it, stretch it out, and get it shaped the way it's supposed to be. I'm trying to do it with my hand. Isn't that pretty? And I got this out of the Annie's Crochet 40 plus dash busting projects to crochet. That is actually it right there. I'm gonna make more of these. It was real easy to make. And y'all see it's blue. The only thing I don't like is it's gonna be tough to block. I might have to wet block it first, get my mats out and put them together, my puzzle pieces and put them together. And wet block it first and then starch it. Yeah, I really like the little lacy effects that it has up here top. And see, once you wet it and starch it and you get it out like it's supposed to be, it's going to be really, really pretty. I said it'd look nice sitting on a table. And because of the stitching, it's flat with a lamp sitting in the middle of it. Hey, Sissy Liz, welcome in. And the yarn that I used is this. The Omega 6. And this is number 485 called Plumaga Blue. Or Flumaga. Plumago. I did, Sunita. Oh, it would, Miguel. It would look nice over a lampshade. Love you too, Sissy. Yep, but it came out of that book, and it's a real easy pattern. I used a 2.0 millimeter crochet hook. And the pattern called for 1.65 millimeter. And it was supposed to be made with crochet thread number 10. Hey, Lori, welcome in. Hey, Jessica. Y'all let me know when y'all are starting the second row of single crochets. So after you do your first row of singles, then you got your double. Then you got another row of singles. Let me know when y'all get to that. Yeah, 1.65 millimeter crochet hook is what the pattern recommended. But I used a 2.0 with that yarn. And this is how it turned out. I just got to block it. And when I say block, I mean soaking it in some straight fabric softener, liquid fabric softener, and then spreading it out. Normally, I can do it on tinfoil, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one on tinfoil. I'm going to have to bring out my blocking boards, blocking mats. You've never heard of a 1.65 fern? I can show you what it looks like. Now, this is in the Clover set. Clovers have a steel crochet hook set that have the handles. Well, you know what? No, I can't because they don't have a 1.65 in there. They got a 1.75. Closest to it in that set. So this is a 1.75. And what I like about the Clovers is you get the ergonomic handle with it. And they all come with this protective sheath to go over the top of them. Now these go all the way down to a 0.60 right here, number 12. And y'all, this, you can't even see the eye. I call it an eye. You can't even see the head of the hook on this one. But I like the Clovers. I wish I'd known about them a long time ago. You might be able to, but now these come with a 0.60 millimeter, which is a number 12. Then the next size is a number 10, which is a 0.75. Remember, in your steel hooks, the smaller the number, the bigger the hook. Not the case in the other way. Then you have a number 8, which is a 0.9. Then you have a number 6, which is a 1. Then you have a number 4, which is a 1.25. Then you have a number 2, which is a 1.50. Then you have a number 0, which is a 1.75. And those are your clovers. And the one I used to make that one with was my dots 2.0 crochet hook. How do I hold my yarn, Samantha? Over my pinky, underneath these 2 fingers, and across the top here. I have a rough spot right here on my pinky and a nodule on my pinky from my yarn. Miguel says, why are they in girly colors? Well, I don't know, Miguel. You had to take that up with Clover. You know, all their hooks that are all the same colors. Yeah, they're teeny tiny hooks. Now, some of the steel hooks I have probably do have a 1.65 in them. Like the red, I was going to say red heart. Like the boy steel hooks probably do have a 1.65. And I do have a bunch of them. But the 0.60 is the smallest. That would be good for working with sewing thread. The smallest that I have used on steel hooks is a 1. That is the smallest. My favorite size on a steel hook is a 1.5 or 1.75. Don't think you'll ever work with nothing that thin? Yeah. Let me see. While y'all crocheting. Yeah, the steel clover hooks you can get off of Amazon. They high. They are high. I actually might have a 1.65 in these old hooks that I got from the flea market. I ain't gonna rattle that plastic to find out. It does, Miss Vicky. It's real strange to go back. Yep, here's a 1.65 millimeter in boy, size 7. This is a boy, 1.65. It's probably not going to show because of the silverness of it. That's the best I can get it, 1.65. So now would I be able to crochet with this? Probably not. Hey Bree, welcome in. Oh, nice, Miguel. He said he has a couple of steel hooks that were my Italian great grandmother's. I also have a doily she made. Nice. So yeah, the boys do have a 1.65 millimeter steel hook, which, you know, boy has weird hook sizes anyway. And this is the hook that I learned how to crochet with. And look, I done wore the paint off the head of it. I don't use it anymore. And it's an elf. a boy elf. Like I said, these are the only hooks I ever used to crochet with. And I used to hold them so tight, they would bend where I held on to them at. And then this was my grandmother's right here. And it's size C or G and 6G, which is what, a 4.0. So, and this is Susan Bates style. And look at all the stuff going off the back of it. And it's got like little like indentions in it and stuff, but it don't snag the yarn. And all back here look like maybe Gidget. They got a hold to it. Gidget was her dog. Got a lot of little scratches back there. But I just hold on to them. And this was my mom's. And this was the only one that she would ever use. And it's bent. How she bent steel, I have no idea. But this is a 00 USA. Boy. And she used to make doilies and stuff with this. And it's kind of rough. That would probably snag. But I don't use those. I'm scared I'm going to lose them. And I don't want to lose them. Sandrine said, let's get back to crocheting. But yeah. So you can get them from Boy. And you can order Boy online on Amazon. You should be able to. You have a 00 yarn bar? Yeah. It's real good if you use like a 5 or a 3 cotton yarn. A size 3 or a size 5 cotton yarn. Well, I never twist up things anymore. I managed to twist this one time to stop for a bit and take a breath before I pull out my hair and look like I have mange. Oh no, Sanja. See, there was a problem. Retry. I don't know what's going on. You don't like the knobby ends of the boys? I can use a boy as long as it's got an ergonomic handle on it. And I used to only crochet with the metal hook. No ergonomic, none whatsoever. When I heard people start talking about ergonomic, I'm like, what in the crap is ergonomic? And then they kept talking about the handles, and I'm like, oh. That's how I ended up going down the rabbit hole with furls, and then couldn't even use the furls. Lesson learned. You only buy one and try, not a whole set. Even if they are on sale, they still high. All right, so I'm just going to go slow with my singles. I did get the baby set done, and she came Tuesday evening to get it. They were supposed to leave that Friday, but see, mine's changing over to purple now, and we just going with it. I'm gonna see what it turns out. Hey, Jen and Tank, those that said they're working from the bottom up, let me know how many doubles or singles you put in the magic circle. Share with us what you're doing, please, ladies. See, Samantha? between my pinky and my ring finger, then underneath those two, and then over the top of my index finger. And I hold my project with my index finger. My hook has to hit my finger. That's how I control my tension. Plus, I raise my finger up and tighten it up on my hook. Sandrine, baby, it's been thundering here off and on all day, cloudy, wind blowing like we fixing to get a downpour, and I'm sitting here singing, open the floodgates of heaven, let it rain, and we don't get a drop. I'm using the pattern 40 single crochet, 40 double, and repeat 10 times for 20 rows. Oh, okay. So you're not starting out small and increasing. You're doing 40 single crochets in a magic circle. Then you're going to do 40 doubles and repeat 10 times. Wouldn't you have to increase though, Jen, to keep it from curling up on you too soon? Maybe start with 10 singles and go up, or yeah, Melissa, it's so dry here that it sounds like you walking on a bunch of dead dry leaves outside in the grass. Darcia said, Jeannie, it sure did it here. Doretha's making half doubles because she does not like doing double crochets. I'm quite sure that's what Sunita will end up doing too, because she don't like doing doubles. And I don't like doing half doubles. Yeah, our grass is dead. The only grass that's still green around here is what's in the shade all the time. And that's right on the back side of the house here where I am, behind my room. Fern said, I'll send you the rain. All we have here is rain, rain, and more rain, and it's supposed to be summer. Yeah. All right, so that ends row 3. Sunita said, oh, you know me. Miguel says he don't like picos. I don't either, Miguel. It's going down in T-Town right now, finally. Well, it's not here. Y'all, let me close this blind right quick, because my window gets frogs on. Because this light attracts bugs for them. And then I have some big country bugs that like to hit the window, sound like somebody trying to knock on the window. You still on row 1? That's okay. This a crochet along. We'll get done with it tonight, what we can. And if you're comfortable going on with it, we'll at least get the bag part done. And then we can come back and work on the bottom together, because we're going to do it in the round instead of in the square. I'm going to go ahead here and show y'all. Well, when I get to the end of this double crochet row, I'll show y'all how I change my colors out. But yeah, we'll pick back up on it next week. Now, next Monday, y'all, I will do the members live. I had a tiring weekend. and still didn't get my hair done. But Chastity had a busy weekend that she was here, so I had to help her with stuff that she needed help with, so that was more important than now. Genevieve, if you like doing the foundation single crochet row, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you've never done the foundation single crochet row because you don't know how to do it. Give me a thumbs up. Yep, next Monday is the holiday, Labor Day. And Beach Girl and Genevieve, you can also do your chain, add 1 stitch in, and this is with any chain that you have to work down as single crochets. No, Don P, she didn't have time to go by there, but we're probably going to be going. Y'all have never done the foundation single crochet row because you don't know how to do it. I'm going to show y'all how, and that'll give everybody an opportunity to get caught up. I have not started on the bag, Jeannie. I was finishing up some Addie knitted hats for our local outreach. I'm turning some in tomorrow. Okay, Tank. Tank, and it is so good to see that you're feeling better and doing better. All right. Can y'all see this? No. I'm bringing it bright orange. If y'all be able to see it. Y'all can see that. Oh, yeah. That book looks good for arthritic hands. What book? Yeah, I know how to do it. And you can do half doubles and doubles the same way. But anytime you're working with a pattern, and this is even with half doubles or doubles, and it's telling you to make a chain and form into a circle, go ahead and do your chain. And if it's singles, add 1 stitch and then work down so you have the right number of stitches. Because when you join it in a circle, you're not losing a stitch. And then join it. Hey, Melanie J, welcome in. I'm using acrylic, Brie. On my bag, the first one I made was acrylic and the second one is acrylic. I'm using Premier Sweet Roll. All right, to do a foundation, let me get y'all close to the table. To the table, Jeannie, not your gut. You're going to start with a slip knot. You're going to chain 1 and 2. You're going to go in this leg here and this leg here through 2 loops of that first chain. You're going to pull up a loop. You're going to wrap your yarn and pull through 1, 2 loops on your hook. You're going to wrap and pull through 2. This is our chain that we just made right here. This is our single. Now you're going to turn it slightly towards you and get underneath those 2 bars right there. Just like that. And pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, wrap and pull through 1, then wrap and pull through 2. Same thing, go underneath those 2 bars on the bottom, which is making your chain. Pull up a loop, wrap, pull through 1, wrap, and pull through 1. Same thing. Grab those 2 bars that we just created with that chain 1, pull up a loop, wrap, pull through one, then wrap and pull through two. And you literally continue that down forever how many chains that you single crochets that you need. So in this case, for the bag, you would need to do 120 of them. Now, there are some patterns and tutorials that require you to do this. And that's all you do. Underneath those two bumps on the bottom, pull up a loop, wrap, pull through that first loop, two loops on your hook left, wrap, and pull through two. And it has a stretch to it. Like if you're making something and you don't want it to curl, or they'll tell you to use a bigger hook. If you're a tight crocheter, use a bigger hook to make your chain. Well, this takes the place of that. You can use whatever hook recommended for the pattern and do your single crochet foundation single crochet row, and you'll have that stretch and give. It's not tight. And look, you have a very nice bottom form too on the top. Nice little V's. It's as if you worked into the back bar down your chain. And that's all you do. Go underneath the V on the bottom, which was essentially your chain that you made, and pull up a loop, wrap, pull through one, wrap, and pull through two. Now, if you wanted to do a half double crochet, you would start with a chain of 3 and go into the first chain like I did to start this one, and then you would do your half double. You would pull through one and then do your half double. So if I'm doing singles, this was singles. We're going to say this is my chain 3. I'm going to wrap. I'm going to go underneath those 2 bars, pull up a loop, wrap, and pull through one. That's my chain. Then I'm going to wrap and pull through all 3. Wrap, go underneath those 2 bars, pull up a loop, wrap, pull through one, wrap, and pull through all 3. No, Lori, we're not doing it like this. The strap, for the drawstring, they say chain 132 and work double crochets all the way down. Cut, weave in your ends, and feed it through. No, ma'am. What I did was I took all 3 of my colors, put them together, and I made a chain. That's how I did mine. And that works out so much better. And the same thing, you just, for half doubles, you just keep going. Pull through one, and then pull through all 3. Now, if you wanted to do it in doubles, wrap your yarn, you would do a chain 4 and go into the first chain. Now we're going to go underneath the bar, pull up a loop, wrap, pull through one, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, and pull through 2. Go underneath those 2 bars, wrap your yarn first, Jeannie. Wrap, go underneath those 2 bars on the bottom, pull up a loop, wrap, pull through one, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, and pull through 2. And even doing the half double crochet in the double, you still have that stretch and give. You could even do a treble. You just wrap the number of times it's needed for the stitch, go underneath those 2 bars, pull up a loop. The key is when you pull that loop up through that stitch that we formed as the chain, you only pull through one. And then you complete your stitch. the way you would any other stitch in crochet. That's your treble. And Miguel says, no, no, and no, LOL. Miguel says, no way. I'm going slow so I can show him, Miguel. But once you get the hang of it, you can go faster with this than you can a chain and single crochet back down. They're real good for arthritic hands. So that is how you do a single crochet foundationless row. And there's also, you can add two, like if you have a long chain and you've counted that sucker a bunch of times and you know you've got the right amount of stitches, but somehow or another you get to the end and you need 2 more stitches, you can leave your tail long enough. If I'm working on something that's got a long tail that I'm not joining in the circle, I always leave me a tail about that long, of about 12 inches, about a foot. Because if I get to the end and I don't have enough stitches, I can add to it and keep going. And that saves me from having to rip that entire chain out and having to start all back over. And the way I'm going to show y'all how to join your yarn, you can do this with any stitch as well too. Now this bag, and I should have did it, this bag would be awesome made using the linked double crochet, because you wouldn't have any gaps. Okay, Miss Margie. I tell you, I'm just glad to be back to my normalcy. You had to put a lot of stuff on hold, y'all, when you have something that you got to make that somebody's paying you for. And this is the top part of the bag here. This bag is worked from the top down. Good night, Fern, and thank you for being here. I go live every Monday, normally at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. But because I was a little famished, I took it to 6:30. She did, Miguel, but I still got to make her a cardigan, a hat, and a pair of booties. I told her I wasn't making it now because the baby was being born tomorrow, the 29th. He should be here tomorrow. I think her C-section is scheduled for the 29th. That's LSU color, Sandrine. Yep. A little too light of a purple, though. But Fern, we really enjoyed having you, and thank you so much. You are always welcome to join us in the Crochet Oasis. And it got that name because my husband likes to call it a dungeon. And I told him there ain't no dungeon about it. It's my oasis. You do, Bree, you get tired of what is commission. I love my people, but I hate being on. Me too. Me too. So I did get my ice cream cones made. Some of y'all have already seen them because I showed them Saturday on the challengers. But I ended up making 3. I thought I had made the 2 already, but that was the popsicles. I had only made 1 ice cream cone, and that was the one with the little cherry on top. But I ended up making 3. I made one that's a blueberry with sprinkles. I made a pistachio one and a mint with chocolate drippings. It is, Miss C. And Sunita's starting row 3. So she's doing her next single crochet row. Alrighty. Now, I don't know why this thing is so dark. Well, duh, you even turn the light up on the darn camera. Sorry, y'all. All right. Let me make sure this is the right way in the rounds before I show y'all. I'm going to tell y'all nothing wrong. Yep. Okay. The way I join my yarn, I'm going to pretend this is row 7, and I'm fixing to change my color, even though I'm not going to be changing colors at all throughout this whole process, because I'm using sweet roll and it's self-striping. So next color come in will be a cream color. When you get to your last stitch, pull up your kind of a long loop, stick your hook in between them 2 bars right there. You see that? Bring in your next color, lay it across the top, and pull it up. Grab your old color and pull it through. It's not going nowhere, y'all. Now, tighten that up on your hook and come over here and join with a slip stitch. Now take your tail, hold in that, and pull it tight, and then pull your purple tight. Now you would chain 1 and single crochet back into the same stitch, and then single crochet all the way around. And this falls below, and you can pull it a little tight, and then you just cut it, and then just take it and weave it in. And this same way, or you can crochet over your tail if you prefer that. And that's all you do. And that can be done at the end of rows, in the round, wherever you're going to be working. And then when you pop it loose, you just got an unfinished stitch here. You ain't got to worry about trying to take a knot loose or anything like that. And that chain 2 works as a filler to close up that gap. Jenny, you're doing singles now. Bracing for the storms. I know, Miss C. Y'all please be safe. My husband was down in Cantonment and Baker this morning. He's now in the south part of Georgia. And he's going to Ravenel, South Carolina. He's got other places to go too in South Carolina. He's going to Hampton, Waltersboro, and Ravenel. South Kakalaki. He'll final out in Ravenel. My messages ain't came back in StreamYard yet. Bree says, I know where all that is. He should be in Valdosta. Is it Valdosta? No, he should be in Lyons, Georgia right now. How to change the color out, Jen? Yeah, I can. I put my copper magnetic bracelet back on, and it's helped my thumb. But my problem with my thumb, y'all, look at that. I got two nodules on each side here. And look, it's bruised. It's bruised. It don't hurt though. But I still can't bend it all the way. And it's still swollen. But it's not hurting. Oh, Jesus, that scared me. It's thundering loud and it shook the house, y'all. Why do we need to turn? I don't know why you need to turn. Because it'll make it a right or a wrong side. You have either or. Just like when you turn granny squares. You don't have a wrong or a right side, either or. Oh, Lori, a hot mess, but I made it work, honey. Let me bring this back up and I'll show you. So I twisted my strap and I thought I had it on the sides and I didn't have it on the sides. If you look here, and you can tell this is too loosey-goosey, but this strap is to the back. So I brought this one to the front. Now, this is how I did my string for the pull part. I did the 3 colors together and just made a chain. That's all I did. And the pocket I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I did 14, 15 rows. And then I did a single crochet around the pocket. I did follow the pattern for the bottom of the bag, yes. It's supposed to eliminate a seam, but if you do the chain 2 for the filler, you don't see the seam. And I can still see the seam in this one. Look at that. Right there. Straight up. It's supposed to, Melissa. It's supposed to. But if you can turn it, if you still use an use a chain 1 or chain 2 as a filler for where you join at. Yeah, turning back and forth, Steve, it does give it a different texture and look, because it brings certain stitches out a different way by turning. But this is the bottom, Lori. And I did do the and you can see here, it's a square bottom, but the bag wasn't square. The bag was worked in the round. I said, shoot, you could do the bottom and then just work up. But you'd have a square bag instead of a semi-round bag. But I did the bottom identical to what the pattern called for. Now, one thing I would recommend if you decide to do it this way. Yes, I did this one like the pattern said, Melissa, just to see how it was going to come out. I'm not turning either. No, I'm not turning, Lori. I did on this one, and there's parts in here where I did not turn because I forgot to turn. Then I realized it and I went back to turning. But for the most part, this was my test run of the pattern. And I did try to do it exactly like the pattern said. Now, I did make the strap for the drawstring the way the pattern called for, which is here. It's just 132 chains and double crochets. I didn't like that. So I gave that to Miss Emily to play with. And I put three colors together and I just single crocheted it. And I did it to a certain length. And then I ended up putting a stitch marker in there and feeding it through. And you see, I don't have a lot here. Because if I pull this and then loosen it up, they'll match up pretty good in the front. I can get them neck to neck with each other. See, they're coming closer now. And when I first fed it through there, it was just like this, all of them together, but it was up to here. So when you have a drawstring, you're going to have, once you pull it closed, especially as wide as this one turned out, you're going to have an excess amount of string. And that's with any drawstring bag. It just depends on how wide your project is that you drawstring, putting a drawstring in. You're going to have a longer tail, a longer string once you close it up. But now see, I pulled it out that time and this one went up shorter. So I need to pull this around to get it back even. And that's going to depend on how you pull your bag open. Which side are you pulling the most on? Now, but you're going to have more. What I would recommend for the bottom, if you're going to do the bottom like they recommend, go around it with a single crochet border. And because you chained 40 and you did 20 rows, 40 and 40 is 80, and 20 and 20 is 120. That's where the concept is coming from. But what you need to do And the pattern does not tell you to do this. It tells you to end with row 2, which is the double crochet row, join with a slip stitch, cut your yarn, and weave in your ends. I would do a single crochet. Again, this was my test run of the pattern, and this is why we're changing things up. She's good, Dawn P with the thunder. It don't bother her at all. She's not like Sandy. Sandy'd be running around the house right now and just panting. Do a single crochet around your bottom and make sure that you have 20 single crochets on each side and 40 single crochets across the top. Also, another thing, doing that, it tells you to chain 40 and then work a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Well, guess how many stitches you're going to end up with? 39. So you actually need to work 41 and single crochet in the second chain. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. It is pouring down rain outside. Yes, 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 yes. So chain 41 if you're going to do the bottom like this. Then single crochet in the second chain from your hook. That way you will have 40 chains, 40 single crochets. Work your 20 rows and make sure you put 2 singles at the end of every double crochet row and 1 single at the end of every single crochet row, and that you have 20 single crochets on each side. If you do that, then this will fit perfect to your bag as long as you maintain 120 stitches around. And if you do the single crochet row around it, then you can do the slip stitch method to join it to the bag, which would be easier than sewing it. Or you can do the single crochet around it, whichever one you prefer. Oh, thank you, Miss Tina. But I did do this one like the pattern called for as the test run. And that's why we're going to make all kind of. This is a rough week for me, friends. I am turning in early. Remember, somebody loves you. We love you too, Miss C. Have a good night, sweetheart, and stay safe. I hope you have a weather radio that will alert you. And Mr. Elmo. Hey, Felicia. Or work the pattern last row to the top. Yep. But Jen, if you do the bottom in the round, you need to make sure you have 120 in the round so you'll have the same width of the bag. Hey, my yarn loft, welcome in. So, but I really like how this is better, and then it's more sturdy. And instead of pom-poms, I put tassels. Now, the strap for the bag, the actual strap for the bag, mine is twisted. Don't pay it no attention. I told y'all this was just my test thing. This is 6 rows. They say do 8 of 1 row of singles, 1 row of doubles, single, double, single. Now, I should have did 2 more rows. Who needs a strap that wide? Being that it's a drawstring bag, I would prefer just to have a small handle on it where you like put it, start here on one corner and bring it over and come down, have part of it either on the outside to the inside and have it like this, you know, like that. Or you could do both of them on the inside, like so. And have it like you just carry it on your elbow. at the bend of your arm, but I definitely wouldn't do 8 rows, and I wouldn't do single and doubles. I would do all singles because you want your strap to be stiff. Joy says, hi, Jen, hanging out in the bushes. But I did have 2 of these Burnett blanket yarn cakes in there. And I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skeins of bulky number 5 yarn in there. And still have room for yarn. So the bag that I made, it'll hold a lot of yarn. But this one is going to be even more better because I done worked out the kinks in the pattern. And just like with this one, you're supposed to end on row 45 on a double crochet row. Do 46 and end with a single. Right, Don P, that would be a perfect idea. Attach them like a backpack. Because with the drawstring, that's what it puts you in mind of, is a backpack. And I'm going to show y'all something I picked up at Walmart. And it was like $7 and something. I think it was like $7.97. And it would be perfect for backpacks. Even if you wanted to see how that's kind of pulling in a little bit. And even if I stretch it, I'm not getting that stretch that you get with the foundation single crochet row. If I had did that, it wouldn't even have that. You can get this right here at Walmart in the right across from the automotive section. It's in the household section where they have like all of the little hanging things that you just put on the wall, and then you pull the tab and it comes all supposed to without taking your paint off the wall. Your command strips and stuff. That's what they call it. It's over there in that area where you can get the parachute cord and all that kind of stuff. This reminds me so much of backpack because it's the twisted nylon, and you could put a pom-pom on it, and you could put beads on it. And the good thing about it is you could burn it with a lighter to keep it from fraying. So, and I also got it in a smaller one that's 100% cotton. I think it was like $12.97. But you get 100 feet, which goes a long way for backpacks and stuff. Yes, it is raining. Thank you, Jesus. Because we sure needed it. Yes, you could use macrame cord. Now I'm going to show y'all. Y'all know I love me some Dana from Days Crochet. And that bag that I showed somewhere, I showed her new talked about her new Japanese. Well, it's not Japanese knot. It's called Sunburst Knot Bag. I did it, y'all. I did it. And I love it. And yep, It is lined. Sew it on the sewing machine and then put in using her method of hot glue. And she is so talented. She's got a lot of bags that I want to make. And if y'all have not seen her stuff, go check out the one that she did using faux leather. Check that one out. Me and Lisa was talking about this yesterday, talking about her bags and stuff. She has a lot of stuff, y'all, that I've done. She has like a little wall hanging thing that looks like a envelope. Is made on an envelope style. And I made a bunch of those. And you can put flowers in them. You can use them for mail and everything else. I actually made some in the Lion Brand Thick and Quick, I think. It's one of their chunky yarns. And you can use it for to put flowers in or other little arrangements and stuff like that. But I made one in cotton. And I put it in my bathroom on the wall by my sink. And that's where we store our toothpaste and stuff at. Not our toothbrushes, our toothpaste. My husband has a little small bottle of Listerine that he keeps in the bathroom, and he puts it in there, and then we put our toothpaste in there. Good night, Tank. Our Dollar Tree has some in smaller rows. Yeah. But this is her Sunburst Knots bag. And she shows you how to line it and everything else. This is made with cotton, y'all. Miss Tina said I was at Staples today, and anyone needing school supplies, they had a lot of things left. My Walmart has nothing left. One subject notebooks were 35 cents, allowed 30. Wow. Looks like a top. Yep. Oh, that would make a cute top, wouldn't it? To make one strap longer and the other one shorter. But she has ones now that she's making using faux leather. She puts interfacing on the back of the faux leather. Then she cuts them into certain size squares, and it's making the V-shape granny bag. But she's cutting it with a rotary blade, and she's crocheting onto the faux leather and then joining them together to make a bag. Absolutely amazing. And I have some faux leather here that I didn't use when I was making that curtain for my husband's big truck. I just got to get it. And then I have some placemats that I had picked up from Dollar Tree that I said I was going to use. But I use Lily Sugar and Cream on this. In ecru, red, mustard, and black. And I love it. I love how it turned out. Be perfect for a little small bag. Put a cake in there. And see, I'm bad about putting the wrong handle in the wrong spot. There we go. That's it right there. Simple and easy to make. You can make this. I actually made both squares at the same time. When I did this center, I did the other center, and then I went around. When I did the red, I did the other one. I did the yellow. When I got to this part and finished this one, that's the only thing I had to do on the other square. Mine too, Joy. Which I said it would make me no difference if they closed my Walmart down. And it really wouldn't, y'all. And most of the stuff, y'all, if y'all don't know, most of the stuff that she makes for markets. because she does markets all the time. You're welcome, Miss Margaret. Good night. It's Dana from Days Crochet. Tell you what. I'll drop her link. But yes, y'all need to check her out. She does a lot of Sunita, I am on row 1, 2, 3, 4, row 5. That's her link right there. Looks like my chat came back in Nightbot. But yep, I'm on fix and start 1, 2, 3, 4, row 6. So for the actual body of the bag, you make it according to the pattern. The only thing is, if you don't like doing double crochets, do half doubles. I think this bag would look awesome in the moss stitch, especially changing colors. Changing your colors out, it would look good in the moss stitch. And I might get row 6 and 7 done in the purple before it switches over to the cream. But you do rows 1 through 7 with the same color. And then you switch out to your B color, which is going to be your main bag color. And that is the colorway that you need more of. Good, Michi. And y'all make sure to send in pictures too. You can send them to YFS Pics and they'll get featured on the Stitching Together with Friends video that Sunita does. But I'll put you on the wheel. Now, next Monday, we'll do the giveaways and all that kind of stuff. And those that's waiting on stuff from me, you should start receiving stuff in the mail in the next 2 or 3 days. What's the day? Monday? Hopefully, y'all should have everything by Friday. So after row 7, if you're using 3 colors, then you're going to need to change your color at the end of row 7. Now, our homework is that after tonight, you'll finish up the bag portion between now and Monday. So when we meet back up Monday, you'll have your 45 rows. Well, 46, because if you follow the pattern, you're going to end on a double and end on a single. Lisa, you can still send them in. She said earlier that she didn't get to. Oh no, that was bingo numbers. Still send them in because we'll take care of them next month. She was saying that you still have time to get your bingo numbers in because she didn't get to update them yet. Miss Tina finished her B. So we'll continue working on this and get as far as we can tonight. I'll probably stay on to about 9:30. And then finish it between now and Monday and at least have the bag done. Yeah, let me go let Emily out. Good girl, Mama. Good girl. All right. Yes, Lisa, yes. The even rows are doubles and the odd rows are single. So row 45 should be a single crochet row. If you get to 45, I think I miscounted on my rows. But if you get to row 45 and it's a single, then stop. And to make for an easy way of knowing how to count, I count by the top of the double. 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2, 4, 6. Hey. Oh, you got your bottle. Okay. So this is row 7 and a single crochet row. And then this is at the end of this row is where you would change your color. Y'all, she's teething and chewing on everything. Anything wood she can find. I told my husband I'm going to go outside and find her stick. You stopped at row 35 because you like the hike? I have this much purple left, Miguel. Let me pull it out. That much. And this is what I've gotten done on that row so far. So I might have enough of the purple. We're gonna play chicken with it and see. Yes, row 8 is where they put the drawstring. And another thing you could do for row 8, you could do a window pane row. You love her pyramid bags? Yes. Let's see, am I going to have enough purple? I think I'm going to have plenty. Sunita said that's what she was thinking to do. Yep. It is, Melanie. It's sweet roll, Premier Sweet Roll. To me, it's just like using, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. Wouldn't surprise me if that's not what it is. Because, you know, all that yarn is made in Turkey, too. She don't like that. I tried the freezing. She don't like it cold. Oh, yes, Michi. She has a lot of nice. I've made her bag savers before. Her hammocks that she has made, that she has on there. I actually have 2 of them in my kitchen. So I had enough purple, Miguel. See? I still had that much left. Her hammocks, though, that she has on there that you can make, I actually have 2 of them in my kitchen. I have one in the corner of one of my cabinets, and I keep like those like uh these little things like this, stuff like this in them. And the other one, I have it hanging underneath the bottom of my cabinet where I have my coffee station set up at, and I use it to store my pods for my Keurig. Sonja, I'm using Plum and Putty Impeccable and Spa. I love this yarn. Dana from Days Crochet, Miguel. I think we did do a bag saver as a make along, Jen, but that was my own thing, I think. So that is row 7. Now, if you're just now doing row 7, then you will change your color at this point. And then you will do rows 8, 9 with color B. Then your row 10, you will join with color C. And do 10 11, 12, and 13. And then on row 14, you'll join back to B, and rows 14 through 29 will be done in that color. Then you'll do row 30 with A, then 31 with C, and then 32 you'll join back with B, and you'll finish that out to row 45. She has a lot of nice things. Y'all remember the bags I made? And I need to get them out and put them with my stuff that I'm gonna be selling. Where I use the Line Brand cotton blend, where you make the bag using an ecru color, just regular cotton, and then you go around it with the cotton blend yarn from Line Brand. Those were her bags. And she actually messaged me and told me how much she sells them for at market, and that they are a really, really good seller. But one thing that a lot of her customers recommended was that she line them. So now every bag that she lines, she sews it with the sewing machine, but she attaches it to the bag with hot glue. And she says she's never had a problem selling it. She always lets her customers know that they can hand wash it, lay it flat to dry, but do not use hot water or put it in the dryer, because that'll loosen up the hot glue, of course. But she said she's never had a problem. No customer has never complained about it or anything like that. But let me tell you, she does not use 100% cotton fabric or anything like that. She uses like the knit polyester blends that are stretchy. And what she said makes sense. It's forgiving. If you make it too short, or not wide enough, you can always stretch it to fit, which in her video for that tutorial there, which again she's got patterns for it, and it was on sale and I got it. She shows you about the stretching part of it, because she ended up having to stretch it on that bag to make the lining fit. So I'll be right back. I went and got stuff that I've made of hers that I can put my hands on. I'm going to switch over big so y'all can see. Stop. This is one of her bag savers. And this yarn is Lily Sugar and Cream in the color Natural Stripes. And if you wasn't there Saturday, I got 10 face scrubbies using a tutorial from YouTube out of one skein, 95 yards. Where's Steve with the intermission music? But this is one of her bag holders. And don't be intimidated by this because this was really, really easy to do. And again, she has tutorials for all of this stuff. And she does what she considers boho with the tassels and stuff. But this is one bag holder here. This is another bag holder here, which I like the other one better. But they're both really, really nice bag holders. I've actually made multiple of these and gave some to Chastity and them. And that's done with red lily sugar and cream. These are the little wall hangers that I was telling y'all about. And this is the yarn that she used from the beginning. And I just took it and put it into a cotton. And this is done using the moss stitch. And you can put stuff inside, hang them on the wall and put stuff on the inside of them. She has like succulents and stuff like that in them. And I know, Karen, she said something about that. And see, it's like an envelope. And there's one there in brown. And that's not all of them. And this is the hammock. I'm going to have to take stuff out to show y'all. I have my bag clips hanging off of it and everything else. Now this one is done using Line Brand Flicker yarn. Same as the Line Brand Comfy Cotton. And this one I did not use the round wood rings. I use gaskets from oil filters for the big truck. Well, fuel filter. But this is what it looks like. I'm trying to get it to where y'all can see the front of it. If this stuff will, I might have to, there we go. So these are her hammocks. And easy to make. I love them. And the other one that I made, I actually used 100% cotton. But like I said, I keep little stuff like this in them. And then on the back side, when it's hanging, I put my bag clips on them. That way my husband knows exactly where they are. And this one hangs on the knobs of my cabinets in the corner. The other one actually hangs underneath my cabinet on the little hooks. So that's it there. Exactly, Laura. You have a cute purse. So I'm going to go take this back and just lay this on my table. And I'll be back. Y'all pretend music is playing. And this is one of her purses called the Herringbone Crossbody. Right here. And this is done with like the t-shirt yarn. And that's what it looks like, the stitch. Real thick. I really don't care for it in this yarn. Intermission, la 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 la. But I like the stitch. And see, it's kind of on the same style as the hanging things. You just don't have the V, the cutout right here. Heart Hook Home has a hanging basket. You use 3 wire rings. Pretty cool. You love the star pattern? Yes. So, yep. And this is super thick. This is that, I think it's called spaghetti yarn. I think I got it from Hobie. I did. It's not spaghetti, it's ribbon yarn. Yep, it's the ribbon yarn. But she does a lot with the Bernat Homemaker deck yarn too, which I have some of that as well. And here's another one of the brown ones. I just hadn't put a bead on it yet. Or I had a bead on there and it came off. She even shows you that you can put books in these. Yes, I still have it pasted. Let me just paste it. There she is right there, Melanie Joy. Right there. At least it would probably look a lot better with that rewind yarn. Probably would look a lot better. I would have to say it would. Thank you, Sunita. I still had it in my... Only thing I had to do was paste it. Yeah, let me tell you what Emily did today. Now, she's got food. I mean, water in her. It's a cage, but we leave it open. She gets in there for timeout when she pees on the floor or acts up. She has a bowl of water in the kitchen on her little dog mat, and she has water in her cage with hard food. And her soft food and water is set up in the kitchen on her dog mat. She ran out of water in the one in the kitchen today. She went and got the bowl and brought it to me. Lisa says she'll try it since she has a few skin. Oh, good, Lisa. Let me know how it goes. I don't have any of it. But D Ferguson, you on row 13? Hey, Sheila. Sure, you know you're always welcome here, sweetheart. But yeah. So I'm moving on to row 8. Now, one thing I've noticed about this sweet roll yarn, and y'all tell me if it's like that with other yarn. I mean, I've worked with plenty of stripe yarn before. I just haven't probably paid it any attention. But when it gets to the point of where it's fixing to change colors, the yarn is a lot rougher. But she did. She brought her water bowl in here to me to let me know she didn't have water in her bowl in the kitchen. She's in there now. Welcome back, Miss Margie. Lori, she's done it with her Fubo too. I'm surprised she hadn't brought it in here to me now because I hear her in there licking it all over the floor, licking it and moving it across the floor because she's out of food in it. That's why I was finna say, see if I can find some music that I could play. I don't know how this will do with I mean, I got music on here. I don't know if I get flagged for it or not, but let's see. Let me go give her some more food, y'all. Enjoy the music. Okay, I'm back. Brisa, that's spa music. And my cat likes her bowl at least half full of her dry food. If it's not, she pulls it out in the middle of the floor trying to tell. What? They smart now. Normally she'll come in here and sit down and just stare at me. And see, she ain't even eating it now. She's on Blue Buffalo. She gets the Blue Buffalo soft food, and then she gets the Blue Buffalo hard food. Which I learned something new. Don't feed your dogs grain-free food. Because it can cause congestive heart failure in dogs. It's still under investigation, but what, join a new color, Genevieve, or just joining around all together? They do, Don P. They need a balanced diet. Well, she's on the puppy brand of Blue Buffalo in a can. Now, it doesn't have corn, wheat, or soy in it. It has carrots and different stuff like that in it. But the soft food is grain free. The hard food is not. So that's why we added the hard food to it to give her grains. But y'all, this thing eat whatever she's given. She loves carrots. She loves apples. She was already in the bed last night. And my husband was sitting there eating an apple. Not last night, Saturday night. And he was sitting there eating an apple. And he put her pieces in there for her. We're not Michi. We're just working in a round. Just keep going. Well, not in a round. We are joining. The seam around? Yeah. Let me get to the end of this row. Which is row 8. My husband said he believed that blue buffalo has crack or something in it because every time she eats it, she gets buck wild, y'all. She turns this house into a racetrack. You're not slip stitching or turning. What you doing, Sunita? Oh, you're just continuing you're actually working in the round. Yeah, Mitch, it says slip stitching in turn, but you can do that if you want to. Now this is, once I get here, this is my chain 2 that does not count. I go right into the top of that double crochet, my first double, and slip stitch, then chain 1, go right back into that stitch and work a single. Now, if you're doing like Sunita just carrying on. She's not slip stitching or nothing. She's going from double to single and working her single. And then when she gets to her last single, she starts off with a double or half double because she don't do double crochets. You ready to get back in your cage? Hmm? Come on. You want to say hi to everybody? Come on. Come on. Say hey, everybody. Say hey. I didn't say bite me. Say hey. I believe she's left side dominant because she does a lot with her left paw. Her little wild hair. Mama baby, ain't you? Y'all, she's got my feet all scarred up. Little cuts all over them. But when she comes in from outside, hey, Felicia. Everybody telling you, hey. Everybody telling you, hey, Mama. Emily, tell them, hey. That bad, y'all. That bad to the bone. She bites at the air. Yep, she's Mama's baby. No, ma'am. Nope. Come on, give me a hug. Oh. Oh. Chris says, good night, Emily. She done got this yarn back out. No, ma'am. No. Pop, pop. Pop, pop. I got my ruler somewhere. Right here. It don't nothing scare y'all. I just showed her this ruler. She does, Michi. And when I first got them, they were droopy. She's part poodle and part rat terrier. Get, get, get out of over there. Get on out of them over there. Come on. She'll charge at you. But when I take her outside, she's going to come in first and sit on the rug at my back door. Get. And when I come in, she grabs my shoe and starts shaking and growling like you're not supposed to be in here. This is her house. Come on. She ain't scared of nothing. Come on. Well, I take that back. She's scared of. I got a Sally bag rolled up in like paper. It's like a paper bag rolled up. She's scared to death of it. Until she can sneak and get it and try to tear it up. She's not going to be real big, Miss Tina. He said she'll probably end up being like a maybe 20 pounds. I have one of them too, Miss Tina. Miss Vicky. I'm working on her, getting her to stand and walk. Oh, sweet girl. But I've been looking up stuff about rat terriers. You know, they took 7 breeds and created the rat terrier. No, ma'am. See, if I pop her, she takes that left paw and swats back at me. This is just a little rubber ruler. Usually I can show it to her and she'll stop. Come on. Come on. She's so silly. She's a character now. She's funny. She's a miniature Bernedoodle. Yeah. Come here. When she went to the vet on the 18th, she was 5.2 pounds. Bree says, you know us lefties are fiery. Yes, y'all are. I have a lefty. My oldest daughter's left-handed. Squeeze the pudding at you. And squeeze the pudding at you. Oh, I tell her that too. No. No. And if I point that finger at her and tell her no, she tries to snap it. Go play. And got all kind of toys and stuff like that, but she wants stuff that she knows she can't have. That's what she wants. Stuff that she knows she cannot have. That's why usually when I'm live, she's in her cage. And she's normally sitting right outside my door where I can see her. Bernese Mountain Dog and Poodle mix. Oh, I bet it's pretty. I was hoping her ears would stay floppy, but she's still pretty. She's got the head and the eyes of the poodle, but everything else, her attitude, her feistiness, her energy, that's all Rat Terrier. And Bella, my grandpup, she's half Rat Terrier and half Shih Tzu. She don't like any dogs at all. Is she still too young for food puzzles? I did, Miguel. I'm so sorry to hear that too. Good night, Lisa. Miss Tina, no, they do understand us. Because I tell them I love them and I talk to them like I'm talking to a human and stuff like that. They understand what we're saying. My husband, you say, you sound crazy talking to Sandy the way you talk to her. I said, no, I don't. I said, she understands what I'm saying. And when she needed to go out one day, he asked her, you want to go out the front door or the back door? And she sat down. She looked at the front door. She looked at the back door. And she chose the back door. He said, well, I guess you do understand what you say. They understand. And she scares me sometimes too, though, because she's taken over the bottom shelf on my shelf underneath my TV. And she likes to get up underneath there and sit. And she'll get there and sit. And she'll just stare at you. Then all of a sudden, she's bolting out from underneath there, coming right at you. No, you're not crazy, Miss Tina. They understand you. And her and Simba, my male kitten out there, they're best buds. We take her outside and just sit out there and let them play. And he lets her just knock him down and lay on top of him and everything else. Good night, Kate. Yeah, they understand us. Now, mine's going to look strange because of the color, the way the color is changing. It's going to look kind of weird. Yeah, they understand. My mini Aussies smile at me when I say I love you, and when they are in trouble, they frown and hide their face until I say I love you again. Then they're all happy with wiggle butts. Exactly, Michi. They are smart. We have alarms on each door with different tones. Lexi knows which door is open based on the tone. Yep. Fran knows who everyone is. You ask her where's mom, dad, grandma, she looks at you or goes to you. Yep. And that's what I refer to myself as to her as mama. And my husband, daddy. And I told her Bella is your niece. And she looked at me like that thing ain't my niece. You don't want to play. And she didn't. And she would try to Bella can jump up on my couches and stuff, and she got on the back of the couch and was laying on back of it. And Emily couldn't get on the couch because she's too short. And we put her up there, and there go Bella bolting off. Yeah, right, Miss Margie. Sorry for your loss, Miguel, on Rowdy the Roo. And if I'm in the kitchen and she comes in there and she's wanting something, I tell her, go tell Daddy. She'll go in there and sit in front of him and then just stare at him. She's not a barker. She barely ever barks. But I am going to have to mention to him on the 8th when she goes back to the vet for her last set of shots for before a year. When she drinks water, she coughs. I don't know if it's because she's drinking it too fast or in the process of her drinking it, she's still sucking too. Because she still sucks in her sleep, like she's sucking on the titty in her sleep. But I don't know if it's concerning to me because I know in humans that if we do that, a lot of times it's going in our lungs, which makes us cough. We say it's done went down the wrong windpipe. It's done went down my windpipe. But I don't know. I'm gonna tell him about it and get him to check it out. Now they do have a longevity. Their lifespan is supposed to be 15 to 18 years up to 20. I told her, Lord, she might outlive me. I was just weaving that end in. She only gets confused when both families are together. She spends her time going between me and my daughter-in-law's mom. We ended up sitting together at 4th of July where Fran could touch us both. Oh, I tell mine I'm going to the bathroom and I'll be back. She sits, waits, and watches for me. She also has a timer though. And if I take too long, she thinks I went to the kitchen and comes looking for me. Hey, HD, welcome in. Well, if I don't beat her to the bathroom, she's in the bathroom with me, laying on the floor by the tub. Or she tries to get in the tub. But she only wants in the tub with no water. She don't like taking baths. Michi, she does too. Wherever I'm at, that's where she's going to be. Hey, Lydia, welcome in. We're making that bag from Hobby Lobby. The pattern is pinned at the top of the chat. And this is what it looks like. We're making changes from the original pattern, though. But this is what we're making. If I'm in there washing dishes, she's laying on the rug right at my feet. I have to straddle her to keep from stepping on her. But yeah, she's everywhere. And as long as she's where she can see us, she don't whine. Like she was whining, the reason why I went and let her out because I left her in the living room. Me either, Don P. And if I'm taking a shower or bath and I've shut the door and she's not in there, she's going to lay right there at that door. and she's going to wait on me to come out. And her big bed and her toys that's in it was in here, and I took it out. I evicted her. And today, I didn't bring it back in here. She's done went and got all the toys out of her bed and brought them in here. Right, Miss Tina. I had a cat that used to want to sit on the edge of the tub when I was taking my bath. I said, that's downright creepy. Yep. Well, my husband had to come get her because she was trying to get in the tub with me. And if she could have jumped and cleared it, she would have just flew right in the tub with me. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'll bathe you, but I'm not bathing with you. No, ma'am. Because she took off running and tried to leap for the tub, but didn't make it. She did not make it. And I've had that little knot right there pop up on that finger. See it? I'm getting nodules on all of them. Oh, Uncle Arthur coming to visit me. Lexi tried that until I took her in with me once. Now she hears the shower and she runs out. Hey, that's a good idea, Dawn. People in the actual shower, though. I was actually just relaxing in a good hot tub of water. Oh yeah, Beachy, they go sit and wait on me too. But y'all, this is an easy face scrubby. I'll look it up. I'll go back in my history and drop the link to it. Good night, China. But y'all get as far as you can on the body of the bag, and then we will finish it up next Monday. It's by Diving Ducks Crochet. If anyone is interested in them, they work up super duper fast. They're only 3 rows and you're done. Yep, Arthur taking over, Miss Tina, Miss Vicky. That I got that nodule there on that pinky. This thumb. This one is like flat, no indentions. This one, I let my husband and daughter feel it Saturday, and they was like, "Wow, Mom." And getting a nodule on that one, that one, that one. Really, all these. And my husband said, "That's all that darn crocheting you doing." I said, "Nope. This thumb, no. Crocheting helped it. Working on the computer all the time contributed to it. And punching pills out of them pill cards in the nursing home is more than likely what did it." And then when my daughter was talking about the crochet, and I said, hey, my darn crochet ain't do this. And he said, you can't say nothing about that darn crochet. You had to fight then. You darn Skippy, you got to fight. Don't talk about my crochet. Do not talk about my crochet. But I'll do my video tomorrow evening, probably for Wednesday. And go ahead and get it scheduled because it's taking so darn long to upload a video now. To process it, upload it, and all of that, and YouTube do its checks and balances and all that kind of stuff. It's taking too long. I just got to sew the ends in on all these. But yeah, I was able to get 10 out of that 195-yard skein. And I had just a little bit left. This is what I had left. Right there. And that's the natural stripes. And all of them look different. I don't think I got 2 that are the same. Well, them 2 are the closest, but they're still different in that one. So if I had to pair them, be those 3, them 2, them 2. And these are the 3 that's the most closest. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my hands look more and more like my mom's and grandma's every day. Yep. My husband has a big nodule on his. I think it's this finger. It might either his middle finger or this finger. And it's starting to make it draw up. So yes, my friend's dog when they tell her get in there, it's time for a bath, she walks real slow and funny, like she's on her death march or something. It's real fun. I know what you mean, Miss Tina. You gonna stop on row 10, Sunita? Okay. Well, between now and Monday of next week, get as far as you can. Now, if y'all got plans for Monday being Labor Day weekend, y'all let me know. And I won't do it Monday. We'll pick up the next Monday. But if y'all just gonna be like me, lounging around the house, crocheting, then I'll do the live and we'll continue on with the bag. Yeah, that looks weird with the color changing, but that's okay. That's gonna be in the back. If not, we'll get it done Monday, Sunita. And that's gonna be the front. Yeah, I like this a lot better, y'all. With a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. Let me see how wide it is now. And then I'm going to get ready to end. And I'm going to bed early. Well, that still measures 16 inches. Oh, y'all can't see that. Yeah, it still measures 16. And see, I think this is the way it's supposed to be when you do your bottom. And you know what? Let me remove that. When you do the bottom, if you do the bottom the way the bag calls for, and you go around it with a single crochet row, you know you're going to put 2 or 3 stitches in the corner stitches to make it. And I think that's going to be the key. But this is all it says about the bottom. Odd rows are always single crochet and pair rows are always double crochet, which is your even rows. With C, chain 40 and turn. Single crochet in the second stitch from the hook and all the way to the end of the row, turn, chain 2, double crochet, and you're going to repeat that for 20 rows. Okay? Then you're going to cut your yarn and weave it in. Then on finishing, it says using yarn needle, so bottom piece to bag. That's all it says. So, in row 20 of the bottom, you're ending on a double crochet row. Okay, Miss Tina. Jen says, I have last 2 rows of my bottom of bag, then I'll start on my sides. Woohoo! Excuse me, y'all. I just finished row 19, but I started yesterday. Row 4, I'm catching up. Yes, my arm is hurting now. I'm on row 12. I'm going to bed. I had so much fun crocheting with you all night. Thank you, Doretha. And Doretha, if you can get through row 45, and we'll pick back up Monday. But with it sitting like this, you see what I'm talking about? If we go around with a single crochet all the way around the bottom and do 3 or 2 in each corner, don't you think that would make it fit better? Because I understand their concept. You're chaining 40, which you need to chain 41 to have 40 stitches. 40 and 40 is 80 on the long side, and then 20 and 20 on the sides because you're doing 20 rows. Sure, Brie. It does, Lori. I mean, this is the second Hobby Lobby pattern that I have actually attempted, and it's the clearness of the pattern is not crochet with the left hand. Can people send me 17 granny squares, size 5x5, preferably acrylic? Any colors? Any colors. She needs 17 granny squares. From one person, make 17 squares, 5x5, and send them to her, preferably in acrylic. 4-weight. Bree, do you want 17 from each of us or 17 in total? And Jen is asking, is it for Boggy Creek Camp, Bree? I know she has someone that is putting them together. Only thing we have to do is make the squares, send them to her, and she has someone that is putting them together and turn them into blankets. Good night, Bestie. Is it still raining in Tuscaloosa? 17 each. But if you want to do the whole 20, you can do 20. Because she said if you send 17, she'll make the other 3. So obviously she needs 20 apiece. 5x5. And I think my squares that I did for the 100 days, well, they're cotton, but I think those were 7x7 or 6x6s. Now, Brie, I got a question. For the 5x5 squares, is it 4-weight yarn? What size hook is the primary hook size? And how many rounds? Moon Rose says, still here all. 3-weight, 4-weight, 5-weight. I used acrylic 4-weight. Okay. Now, what size hook did you use? You can, Chris. Yes. If you make corners with stitch markers, can't you decrease in an oblong? Yes. Okay, Bree used a 5.0 or size H, and it was 4 rounds. And Sunita asked, just basic grannies? And Dawn P says, Bree, can I just make a baby blanket and send it? She says, sure, Dawn P. She said, I'm not a Granny Square fan. Jen asked, was it for the Boggy Creek Bottom Camp Kids, Bree? I don't know if you answered that or not. Sheila said, Bree, I'd love to send squares, but probably would be 2024 by the time you get them. And she said, any style as long as the square is 5x5. Yes, it's for Boggy Creek. Now, will you be sending these to She's Got Yarn too? Boggy Creek blankets are 35 to 40 inches wide by 40 to 50 inches long. She says, I have time to make a baby blanket now before the next grand arrives. And Sunita asks, when do you need it by? What you looking at? What you looking at? What you been eating? You been eating your food? Ooh, your belly tight. By October 31st? Okay. So you're actually going to be meeting with Nancy from She's Got Yarn too. I couldn't think of what her actual name was. I wanted to say Janice. Nancy. You too, Dawn P. Have a night as beautiful as you. Good night, Lexi. She giving you the old evil eye? Like, Mom, it's time to go to bed. What's wrong with you? Woman, don't you know it's almost 11 o'clock? Yeah, I will get off of here and go get in my bed and let the TV watch me tonight. And it's raining too. Yes, Bree, please do, and then we can share your community page out and stuff like that as well. Bree just dropped her channel link. If y'all not connected with Bree, please check her out. Anyone that has dropped the link, please always check their channel out. And hey, if you like what you see, become their neighbor. Oh, thank you, Genevieve. It's been fun with you too. I'm going to work on mine some more between now and Monday. Well, I'm gonna get the bag part done between now and Monday. Um, and I'm really loving it with this sweet roll yarn. It's so much better. I use mainstays and in the yellow and the orange, and I used big twist in the purple, which it wasn't bad, but that mainstays, it needs to be washed after you crochet with it, because once it's washed, it gets better. But I'm loving it with this and the 4.5mm hook. I'm gonna do a video tomorrow with my books, some of my books. Start introducing my crochet books that I got from the Goodwill, not the Goodwill, the Salvation Army and the flea markets. So be looking out for that one. I'll try to do it around noontime tomorrow. That way I can get it processed and uploaded. And then I will go ahead and record my video tomorrow evening sometime for Wednesday and go ahead and get it scheduled to release Wednesday. And we're going to see what I got to make from the Wheel of Makes. That's what I'm ready to get back to. I'm ready to get back to the Wheel of Makes. I was always excited to see what was going to be picked and stuff. I am still working on the mosaic blanket. So I'll get back on it this week as well. And I'll show y'all my ice cream cones tomorrow in the Wednesday video. Miss Tina, I have not been yet. I'm actually still making stuff up. This whole shelf right here, I have my stuff set up on. And I need to make some more octopies. This little bottom tray here, I got not all of the amigurumi stuff that I've been making out of the Crochet Cafe book, but some of it. I have that over there. I have stuff packed up in my dining room in bags and stuff, but I still need to make some inventory. But I'm trying to let the parents get their kids in school, because the first weekend I was gonna go, I was like, school's finna start back. Them folks ain't finna spend no money on stuff. So, but as soon as I go, I'll let y'all know. I want to get some of the butterfly tops made, even though we're going into winter. I want to get some of them made up and stuff like that. But I have another avenue too that I'm gonna be going down. Once I get everything set up with it, then I'll let everybody know. Felicia, we have an outdoor flea market here in Selma, and it's $10 to use their tables, and they're like probably 8 feet tables. I'm gonna start once I get enough inventory built up. I'm gonna go out there. They're open every Saturday from 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. And their tables are they're like, you got A, B, C, and D stalls. And then one runs all the way down, and then they have some in the back. So, yes, I'm getting ready, Miss Tina. I want to make some, like Days crochet bags. She don't care if you make her stuff and take it to the flea market and sell it, or to the market and sell it, because the majority of her stuff, that's what she makes them for. But I want to make some more of these, and I also want to make some more of the other bag that I made, that I showed Saturday, the granny square bag. Miss Tina, you saw it. Because we're working on coming up with one that we can make on Stitching Together with Friends. I I got keychains made up. I need to make up some more pacifier holders in boy colors. I got the fox blanket that I'm gonna take as a display, and I got the backpack that I'm gonna take as a display. Those will be like pre-orders. And then I got some bikini tops already made, but I want to make some more in different colors, which I've already got the yarn for. And I want to make some of the butterfly tops. So I want a good amount of stuff on hand. That way you're not having to, from week to week, that's the only thing you're doing is making stuff for the market. No, that's not me. I want to at least have enough inventory on hand that I can go for a whole month. Yay, Jen is done with her bag bottom. I was showing that one to the craft group tonight. I like it in the sunflower colors more than the one I made. Yes, she uses a lot of the same colors that I love, like this bag here. She used like a gray, a brown gray or something in hers, and I used black. But this one I did in cotton, because you know when I think bags, I think cotton. Cotton's more sturdy, more durable, and stuff like that. But she does hers in acrylic. And I'm going to remake this one. Excuse me. In acrylic. So I love the way hers turned out in acrylic. Now the bag that I showed, well, y'all seen the bag. I've showed it to y'all. Y'all always see my stuff first. You in there awful quiet. What you getting into? I think it's right here in this basket. Let me see. No. And I want to make some more lanyards too, but I had to take a break really from working with cotton yarn, especially small yarn where I'm having to crochet real tight because of my thumb. Here it is right here. This is done with impeccable. All impeccable yarn right here. This is one of Dave's crochets patterns. My tassel looks kind of bad. It needs steaming because it's curly. But it's lined also. And she tells you these are good sellers at markets. So, and these are in our Alabama colors. Roll Tide, baby. Now, the only thing with this that I would do differently, me personally, is I would put this strap on the inside before I put the lining in. So that way it's not on the outside, it's on the inside. And guess what? Thank you, Felicia. It has more security anchoring if you put the lining over it on the inside. So, but yeah, I like this bag. Now, I do believe it would be shaped a little bit better if I would have used spandex type material to line it with. Yes, better support, Michi. Yes. The lining would reinforce it. Yep. But this one is lined as well. So you ain't got to worry about your stuff falling through the holes. And this is pretty much the same. I'm trying to see what's different. Nothing. This is the same as these. The squares are the same. But I love her work, especially her bags. Good night, Bestie. Yes. So I'm gonna have to make a trip to Hobby Lobby and get me some or somewhere. Well, I don't know if my Walmart ain't got much of nothing. That one wouldn't bother me if they shut down. Yes, it would, because a lot of people would lose their job. Don't say that, Jeannie. These poor people around here wouldn't know what to do if Walmart closed down. Half of them would lose what they got. I do care about Walmart shutting down, y'all. I don't know if my Walmart would have any of the. This is from Dana from Days Crochet. She has any of her tutorials. Just click the description box and it has links to a Ravelry and her Etsy shop where you can actually purchase the pattern, which is what I do. I do watch her tutorials, but I buy the pattern because once I make it one time, I don't need to watch the tutorial no more. And I like getting the patterns because, especially if it's something that I'm going to want to make more than one of. And usually her stuff you want to make more than one of. And these squares are supposed to be 7 by 7. I ain't even measure mine. See, I just went with it. I started this Saturday. Off and on. I worked on it off and on all day Saturday. After the challengers, Chastity and them showed up. Mine only measured 6 inches. But I crochet tight too. You need to make one in Rebel colors. Yep. This is her. Oh no, that wouldn't be her. That would be the face scrubby. This is Dana's channel. D. Right here. Just look at her channel because she's probably got a lot of stuff on there that you would like to make. And like I said, the majority of all the stuff that she designs and makes and comes up with, she sells it at markets. Well, to bed, said Sleepyhead. Love you guys. I pray all of you have sweet dreams. Thank you, Sanja. Good night to you, and love you too, sweetheart. But yeah, this is her Japanese, well, her version. Isn't that cute? I'd like to see somebody take this away from me. That'd break my darn wrist trying to get this off of me. But it's perfect because you can put your little project in there, have that yarn come right up there, and you just sit there and crochet. And you never have to worry about your stuff touching the floor or anything like that. So, yep. I love it. And I did around it in the ecru color. But when we got ready to do this part, I said, nope, I want to do it in black. And I do have some magnetic snap closures that I could put one on the inside of it just to snap it closed. But that would defeat the purpose of this bag. Puppy bag. Yeah, my puppy won't fit in it. When I first got her, she would fit in it. She's got big, y'all. She's still little, though. But my husband says she's going to be long and not tall. Then she may not be no taller than what she is. I think she's going to be a little bit taller, which is fine by me, because until she gets grown, she still ain't able to jump on my furniture. But yeah, it's real cute. So this is Dana from Days Crochet as well. She's in North Carolina. And this one is Dana from Days Crochet. And if you saw the bag savers that I showed, those are from her. And if you saw the herringbone crossbody bag, that's from her as well. Normally, any bag that she comes out with, I make it. My next one is to do them faux leather ones that she's got. I'm going to pull them up and I'm going to show them to y'all. And then we're going to skedaddle. Skedaddle. Yep. That ain't what I wanted. Oh, let me share. I'm just going to share where you can see it. That is done using faux leather, y'all. And look how beautiful. And she did the handle with beads. She did a chain. And then she fed the beads on there. Yep. And she used homemaker deck yarn, the Burnett homemaker deck yarn on that. It is, Miss Tina. It's not granny squares though. The brown part is faux leather. Then she used her rotary cutter to cut the holes in there. And then she crocheted into those. And then she continued crocheting around each square and then put them together just like this bag. So, yeah. And she shows you in that video as well where she did like just the middle part of a bag in faux leather and the rest of it is crochet. That bag is lined as well. But that looks designer. And she takes you in Hobby Lobby on a video of Hobby Lobby where she shows you the different types of faux leathers they got and the ones that she recommends that are the thicker ones and stuff. And then you get the interface and you put the interface on the back of it to make it a little more stiffer. And then you put the crochet to it. Yes. Yep. And she calls it the block party bag. And that's all it is. And she cuts her squares, her faux leather squares, 8 by 8. You gonna do a video of a leather tool? And I have a leather punch. We had horses. I have a leather punch. I could punch holes all the way across it, but would they be even? Probably not. So I would use my rotary tool. I have a rotary tool too that has to make the holes in fabric and stuff. This one right here is the one she used. This one. Now let me take that off. And she just, once she cut them, she put it on her self-healing board and put the ruler on there and went straight down it and cut them all the way around. So I have all the tools. I got these to do my towel toppers with, but I didn't like it, how they did the towels. So what I do with the towels is I do the slip stitch across them and then use that to do my stitches in. So, and I have the one with just the regular blade. You could do single crochet, half double crochet if you don't like doing double crochets. Or if you want to do the moss stitch, you could do the moss stitch. What was the extended double crochet? This pattern that we're working on, Miss Tina? On row 8, double crochet in each stitch. You're going to change B. How to join your yarn, changing colors. That's what I showed, how to change the colors. I'm going to do a little short video on it. I'll do that in the morning and post it to my shorts, how you change colors at the end of the row without slip stitching and stuff. Huh, I wonder why, Bree. You don't have too many characters in it, do you? That's what I was wanting. That's the only thing I could think of. Or Bree, it may have posted as if it didn't. Close out and go back in on your community page. Let me go to your page and see. Woohoo, Bree's at 401 subscribers. Way to go. 9 days ago, it's got it on there, 35 to 40 wide by 40 to 50 tall. Nancy has now taken blanket donations with these measurements for Count Boggy Creek in Eustis, Florida. Contact Nancy if you're interested in donating. Now, is Miss Billy still doing it too? I didn't see it either. Yeah, you could do the window pane stitch where you do a double crochet. You could do a double crochet, chain one, skip one double, or you could do 2 doubles, chain 2, skip 2, and 2 doubles. Just depends on how wide you want it. Or you can just continue to do the double crochets as the pattern called for. That's how I ran mine through. Every 3. And that's how it ended up coming out in the front in the same They came out in the same hole. Because I did every 3. Because 3 divided into 120 is 40. So, but yeah, I'm not too crazy about the bottom. But hey, it's a bag. And y'all notice I did it in Halloween. But you can do the window pane row, which has the open stitches that would allow you to weave that in better. Now, if you're going to do the window pane, I do recommend doing 1 double, chain 1, skip 1, double, chain 1, skip 1, double, all the way around, because instead of doing the wide strap that they recommend, we'll be doing single crochet using, if you're using 3 different colors, you'll put all 3 together and use your 5.5 millimeter crochet hook and make the chain for the drawstring part. I hope Emily is in her bed, sleep. If not, she has something that she is enjoying because she's not in here. All her toys are though. Cleaning up behind her is like cleaning up behind 5 toddlers. It is, Michi, it's big, but you don't need to use a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. I did the gauge with a 4.5. So that's what I'm using, 4.5. Michi says she's sending hers to Nina's Knots. I guess it's the same. And Bree said it is, Michi. She's helping me use that box of tissue. You using a 4.5? Yeah, it's not going to be as big. Let me show you. My 4.5, what I got done so far. I have to make sure she's not in here because she likes to get on this, in between these feet of this chair. And it's a rolling chair. And Lord knows I don't want to roll on her. All right, I'm going to turn it to the back where it's not in the stuff at. So, from one side to there. Not much of a difference, but it's, well, it's a difference. Oh, yeah. That much. So it's still going to be a big bag. It's not going to look nothing like a picture. No, Chris, because I'm fixing to go. You love the window pane look? Yes. Just remember when you go back to do your next row, which will be single crochets, make sure to single crochet in the chain 1 spaces. And make sure you still have 120 stitches. Bree, yours is measuring at 19? Ooh, you using that Karen cotton funnel cake? You might not be planning on washing it. I can't stand that yarn. I mean, I like crocheting with it. Don't get me wrong. It makes some beautiful pieces. But once it's washed, you pretty much got to throw it away. Or what? Or wash it by hand, Bree. Don't put it in no washer. Even though it says machine wash and dryable. You'll hand wash it? Okay. All right, ladies and gents, if any are still in the house, thank y'all so much for being here. Like I said, get as far as you can on the bag if you don't mind. And we'll pick back up Monday where we left off. My bottom is 10 inches by 6.75. Huh. And D's is measuring 17. Mine's measuring 16 and a half. I don't know where they got 12 by 13 at. I really don't, unless they used a smaller hook than what we're using. But the 4.5 with my yarn and my tension come up to be 2.25 inches, what they said the gauge should be. Which I've never even seen a gauge written like that. Gauge is normally done 4x4. But, you know. Put my stitch marker here, so let's see. Mine is measuring 16. Right, they're showing an I-9 hook. Yep, a 5.5. That's what the material list says to use. Me either, Michi. I went on there today trying to find it, and I couldn't find it on their website anymore. They done changed their website for one. And the link that I shared tonight that's pinned at the top, it's to the actual PDF pattern. Good night, Rebecca. Good night, Chris. Good night, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here and participating in this. I really do appreciate it. I love doing stuff like this. It's fun. Get to hang out with my yarny folks. We get to stitch together. You went to my community post? Yeah. And it's also pinned at the top of this chat. Just download it. Once you open it up, download it on your computer so you always have it. I showed my teenage son the picture of the bag and asked him what size he thought it would be. He said, based on that hook laying there, I would say it about the size of a lunch sack. Good night, Bree. Good night, Dee. Yeah, good night, Felicia. Yeah, so you printed off your phone, Miss Tina? Yeah. I didn't know the I found that out working with that Shawl Good Shawl and redoing it, that you could actually print the patterns that they have in the store online. But they done changed a lot of that stuff up. So but they told me any pattern that I see that I wanted to do, feel free to do it. That they needed, you know, they could use all the help they could get. I tagged them in it. You're welcome, Jen Jen. I'm going to jump on a live right now for about 10 minutes. All right. Moonrose Krause says she's going to jump and go live in about 10 minutes. Ms. Glenda, your thing is coming to you, honey. It's sad to say, but I just found it. I've been looking and looking and looking. That's the problem. When you clean up and you call yourself getting organized, you can't remember where you put nothing. The pattern thing. It's coming to you, sweetheart. Hadn't forgot about none of y'all. Laura says, I showed that to him and he said, wow, that will hold a week of lunches. And Bree husband says, y'all have a good night, you hear? Well, come back now, you hear? Good night, everybody. Remember, be kind, be sweet. And remember to smile. Love you all. See y'all in the next video. See y'all Wednesday. Bingo. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Fun night. Fun night. We get to play with them big balls. We play with big balls of yarn and we play with bingo balls. Yep. Good night, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. And try not to work too hard tomorrow. I said that saying because I got to find my husband a load. And sometimes I be wanting to pull my hair out. But I will see y'all in the YouTube streets. And until then, love you all and good night.